Hello, hello. Welcome back to the podcast. You may notice that I have a little bit of a congestion going on. It has been a hell of a couple weeks, and we are on the tail end of it, but my daughter got sick. And it ended up, long story short, it ended up being RSV, which has never happened to my kids, thankfully. We're pretty healthy, and honestly, my kids don't get sick that much, and we're going to keep it that way. But she got sick, and then her brother got sick, and now I am not sick. It's weird. I feel fine. It's just that, like, little bit of congestion. I've been drinking elderberry syrup like there's no tomorrow. I've just been trying to stay on top. I don't want to, I want to rest, obviously, but I also don't want to, just veg out on the couch all day because I don't think that's helpful. Like, I'm still, going on walks, and obviously, if I'm not feeling up for it, laying down. I'm sure you've all been through something like this season. I'm just like, it has been frustrating for me. Because I made plans. I had plans. And this is a good metaphor for life because, not all the plans that you make are going to pan out because there's something better. I was nicely surprised with how some things were shifted. I was supposed to be traveling over the weekend with the kiddos and had to postpone it, which I'm looking forward to seeing my brother and sister-in-law and my niece, but obviously I want to be healthy. And so some things had happened the weekend I was supposed to go and I was like, okay, that wouldn't have happened if I was in Minnesota and not in Iowa. So interestingly enough, I've had some good things come out of it. So I'm happy about that. But today I want to talk about human design, obviously. And I want to get a little bit opinionated here. As I think I need to start being more opinionated. I don't want to be boring anymore. I just want to, not that I'm boring, I'm hilarious. I know. But I really just need to stick to my guns on some things. I believe that embodying, not just knowing, embodying, actually using your human design, information, is way more helpful than knowing your sun sign and some astrological things. Yes, astrology is a beautiful thing. Trust me, I love it. Obsessed with it. Human design actually takes things from astrology, and that's how they come up with the whole body graph. Human design, as we know, is a kind of a mixture of different modalities, and astrology being one of them. So it's literally maybe that's why I like human design so much too, is it's taking some of the key pieces from these other modalities, like the Kabbalah Tree of Life, the I Ching, astrology, just to name a few. Oh, and freaking quantum physics, no big deal, science. It's taking those things and making it into very manageable information that is wonderful to know. If you are walking around and you don't know your human design type, I don't know what you're doing. I'm slightly laughing, not to be cruel or mean or anything. It's just well, that's what I walked around for, I don't know, 20 some years. Had no idea I was a non-sacral being. Does that change everything? Hell yes. I can go back to the moment where I found out I was a manifester. I was doing all my little research because that's what I do in my free time, you guys. I I read, I learn, I look up things, I channel things. I just I'm into it. I love it. And so I'm like, okay, manifester. And of course, when people hear that at first, like when normal people are like, oh, you're a manifester? Are you good at manifesting things? And I'm just like, yeah, I wish. Um, just kidding. Um, it has nothing to do with like manifestation in itself. A manifester is here to initiate and inform, to not just go with the flow, but like create the flow that everyone else needs to like hop on board. We do things first. A lot of times, actually, in history, kings and queens, like people of that nature were manifestors because it was really like, or like just like people that obviously were like initiating things and creating change. And I don't know if that's why I'm slightly obsessed with, like The Crown and Victoria and all those shows, like old. I'm just like, I watch old historical, they're not old, obviously, because like they're on Netflix, but like historical fiction, nonfiction, I don't know. It's like loosely based on the truth, right? I love things like that. Anyways, back to the point of my story. Like me finding out I was a manifester was crazy. And then I was reading more about it, and oh my gosh, you guys, I got all the books. I actually got a book that is specifically written for manifestors. It is my favorite. I probably should read it again just because I feel as though when you read books, you get exactly what you need at that point in time. Even if it's like audiobooks, I personally think I get more out of a book when I'm reading it. But I do enjoy a good audiobook, especially when it's narrated by the author. And I think you're going to pull exactly what you need from those books. And that's just the great thing about reading. You guys know I love reading. And so, yeah, I've got my little manifestor book, which is called Informed. If you're a manifestor, 1000% recommend getting that book. It's written by a woman named Holly, and I am blanking on her last name. I will share the information in the show notes because I'm not getting anything for it, but I think it's very useful information to know since, manifestors are only 8 or 9% of the population. And in theory, I have read that's like decreasing a little bit. And honestly, like projectors are becoming more of like the new earth, like leaders in a sense. I've been seeing some things about that, which I find very intriguing because projectors, our projector friends, are about 30 some percent of the population, and they are here to basically kind of like observe. It's not like a reflector, but projectors like give amazing advice when they are in the situation that heeds that advice, if that makes any sense. Basically, they can't run around just like telling everybody what to do or people get pissed off, but like when they have the invitation to hear from other people that I want to know your take, or how did this play out in your life, or XYZ. That's when our projector friends are like telling their stories and telling their thoughts on certain things, which is very helpful. I also learned once, like, here's all my fun facts for today. And just feeding you all the human design informations, but it was almost like, so with the 5 types, and that's what I'm kind of more focused on, like kind of, your big 3 in astrology, right? We know your big 3, sun, moon, rising. Like if you take that compared to like knowing your human design type, I think knowing your human design type is even the best place to start. Which, I mean, I know most people start at the opposite because nobody fucking talks about human design yet. I mean, I think it's gaining in popularity, but so many people are like, what is that? And like, I'm not here to go down that rabbit hole, but I'm here to tell you my experience with the fact that knowing and embodying and actually doing what my human design type, strategy, authority, yada, 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 those kind of key components have really shifted things for me, as opposed to knowing I'm a Libra sun, Libra moon, and Sagittarius rising. Like those are important to know, because it kind of just like, in my head, it's like, it kind of gives you your flavor. Like, okay, your sun is your personality, and your moon, how your emotions are. And I think knowing the elements as well as an extra layer that's like super helpful. That is a good tangent to talk about some other time. But your human design type, how you best operate this energy that you have or maybe don't have. With the 5 types, we have manifestors who are initiating things, creating, not necessarily finishing things. These are people that can work in bursts and then need to rest for like a month. Like, these are the people that will get so much shit done. Like, the time it takes you to do something in a year, a manifestor could do it in a couple weeks. Just because that's how they're wired. Like, the things that they are channeling, that they are coming up with, that they are bringing into the, reality that we are currently in, those are things that the collective needs. And those are things that our manifestor friends need to act on and need to start initiating and informing people. I know there's a lot of different comments on, like, a manifestor's strategy is mostly you see it's to inform, but I don't like that. Like, me personally being one, I love the creators that use more of like, manifestors are here to initiate and inform. Like, I don't need to tell you every single thing that I'm doing, because how gross and how exhausting that would be. But you are to inform, the people in your life that whatever you're doing might affect, especially if it's something big, obviously. And then just like that initiating action and like actually doing these things. So we start there with our manifestors. Then, after that initial spark, idea, whatever it is, it moves to our generator friends they are sacral beings. They have the energy. They can just go. I admire that in my generator friends, them and the manifesting generators. I would say that's kind of the same thing. Manifesting generators just like are like the fucking queens at multitasking, and also probably get misdiagnosed with like ADHD a lot, and just like think that it's not okay that they're like kind of like squirrely, whatever. No, that's how you're meant to be, sis. Like that. That is you, kind of just like taking bits and pieces from everything, and then using your energy to bring it all together. And whatever was initiated up here, the generators and manifesting generators kind of just like keep, maybe the generators are like doing it, the manifesting generators are maybe tweaking it a little bit, and then the projectors come in and are like, okay, this is what we see as their advice or perspectives on whatever that initial thing was. And then, lastly, you have reflectors, which are such a small portion of the population, 1%. I have actually pulled one chart of a reflector, and I was like, oh my God. It was a friend's daughter. So, and she probably doesn't understand yet how cool that is, but very cool. basically their energy centers are all open. They are taking in information from everybody. I can only imagine how like overwhelming that would be. I can relate to being the non-sacral being and not having, you know, your own source of energy and taking that in from other people. But with every center, oh my gosh, bless the reflectors. But yeah, they're basically giving feedback to everyone on everything. And they're thinking upon things like for a long time, and that's okay. That's literally I forget, I think their strategy is to like wait a lunar cycle, basically, is like that's how they're making decisions. It's like they're very flowy with the moon, and I love that energy. I love that vibe. So if you're listening to this and you're a reflector, one, I would love to see your chart. I don't know. I think it's so cool to, and just know like how reflectors are just kind of navigating this current reality we're in too. And it's like manifestors and projectors get burnt the fuck out, man. Like knowing that you're a non-sacral being is so important. And like I said, so initially, like knowing your type, if we're going to like compare this to the sun, moon, and rising, I'm going to say that obviously you want to know your type first, and then really your strategy and authority. But like, okay, there's like 5 pieces that I always like go over that I really like your type, your strategy, authority, and your signature and not self-theme. Like I feel those are like very easy things to start with. And like, yes, it's one thing to know them. Anybody can look this, you can look it up online right now if you don't know your stuff. Look it up online. That's fine. But what does it take to actually embody those things? Because that's where you're going to start to see flow and not force. That's where you're going to actually see like, oh my God, like it feels good to do something this way. Or, okay, if you're feeling bitter, frustrated, angry about something, those are red flags. Not in like a, not in a terrible sense, but like red flags as though you need to pay attention. What are we trying to do right now that is making me feel this way? Maybe take notes. I think you should observe yourself as stepping out of situations and like becoming the observer. One, that's allowing you time to maybe not react in a way that you might just normally react. It's allowing you to be kind of neutral, and you feel yourself getting angry or frustrated. I want you to start keeping track of those things. And then, for instance, if it's with a job, this was like a huge one for me. I could get angry really easily. And that's my personal not self-theme, is just, and obviously we all feel all the emotions, but when something is like consistent and coming up and there's a common denominator such as a job or maybe a person or maybe the place you're living in, or those are like extreme big examples, it's a great place to start and be like, okay, so do I not actually like this job? Or is it the people? Or is it what I'm doing? Do I like the company? Do I try something else? And with myself, there was a couple jobs that I had where I did different roles in the company, because surely, I mean, it was just the role, right? It wasn't. And most of the jobs I had, I truly enjoyed the people. And I met some of my really good friends through different jobs that I have. And I'm forever grateful for that piece. But I'm even more grateful that I don't work those jobs anymore. I flow so much better and I find so much more peace being, mostly in control of my own schedule and being my own boss in a sense, really, with the things that I am doing now. Because as my strategy is to initiate and inform, is to just do the things, not wait to respond, or however you want to say for generators or manifesting generators. Or it's not like waiting for the invitation. Like, I meant to be the trailblazer. I meant to get shit done. And it just makes so much sense too when you look at my astrology chart. See, I'm not knocking astrology, you guys. I just want you to know the importance of actually, one, knowing and embodying your human design in those key types, because you can go into a rabbit hole on your human design just like you can astrology. Your human design, you can start looking at your incarnation cross. You can start looking at your energy centers. You can start looking at your gates. You can start looking at the channels you have. You can dig deep and learn so much about yourself. And it is so, so cool and so helpful. But as someone just, starting on this and already, knowing those things, but wondering, am I doing this correctly? Like, and there's no, I don't know, there's no like right or wrong. I would say, one, know your type, embodying that, which embodying your type would be, if you are a non-sacral being, stop trying to keep up with everyone. Stop it. You need rest. You need to listen to your body. And as a sacral being, you also need to listen to your body. And you guys have, well, not everyone, but some people have that sacral authority too, which your authority is how you make decisions and like that just gut feeling that, like start trusting those things. That's a huge one. I need to put this stuff in an order in my head right now because it's like, okay, what makes the most sense? Knowing, here's what we're doing. You're knowing and embodying your type, especially just like the sacral versus non-sacral being. That is a great place to start. Then we're going into our not self theme and our signature, because I think those are definite clues into maybe what you're already doing right for your energy type and maybe what things you need to change and what things aren't aligned for you anymore versus, what if I go down this path? Am I feeling at peace? Am I feeling satisfaction? Noting those things. You all have phones. There's a note app. Use it. Or use a good old, I love actually writing with my physical hand too. I actually prefer that because I think I remember things better. But becoming aware of that, those are easy things to remember. If you don't remember, put a freaking notes app on your phone with this. And then once you, starting to make those correlations, and if you feel like you're frustrated or misaligned with something, then we can go to, you're like, oh, well, what do I do next? I would say to go look at your strategy and maybe, just maybe, you are initiating when you should be responding or vice versa. Or maybe you're giving out advice to people who don't appreciate it from you. That could be places. And then okay, let's tweak that stuff. And the other big key component, I would say, is your decision making, your authority, like starting to make decisions from that place. And there are, I want to say 12 because that's the number that came into my head first. Different authorities. That seems like a lot. I don't know if that's right. Maybe 8. You guys, I don't know off the top of my head. I'm going to look back and be like, ah. Okay, anyways. Authorities. There are lots. 8 sounds more right. Okay, anyways, it doesn't matter. Anyways, because you're going to look it up and you're going to be like, okay, this is mine. I don't give a shit about the other ones. You're looking at your authority. Mine, splenic. Mine is splenic. So I personally get frustrated. Anyone else who has a splenic authority, please tell me your tricks and tips. I get a little frustrated because my decision making is I need to trust my instincts. I need to go with basically the first thing, the little whisper. And that's been challenging for me. I can see why my soul chose that in this lifetime, because it's been interesting to actually trust myself. So there are different sacral, those people that just, or there's emotional. Sometimes people just have to wait on their decisions, which I'm slightly jealous of those people that it's like, okay, give me 24 hours and then I'll have something for you and you'll get your clarity in your 24 hours. Me, it's like a manifester with a splenic of authority. I'm living in the Wild West and I don't know what to do. Just what? But start small. Small decisions. I do silly things whether it's a way I'm driving to work and to figure out how to this is good. Okay, I'm going to end on this. But to figure out how to actually, I got to sit up for this, how to actually trust those decisions is, not deny it, but to do the opposite of what you think it was. So for your splenic, if it was your initial thing, or sacral, your gut reaction or whatever, do the opposite of what you're saying when it comes to I don't know, ordering food or picking a restaurant or which way to drive to work or what activity to do, XYZ. Sometimes I'll do that with should I take this route or this route? And I'll hear something no, go this way. And then I'll do the opposite. And then I'll get stuck at train tracks, or there's a tractor on the road or something crazy. And then I'm like, okay, that was it. That was the thing I needed to trust. And just starting small like that, that's actually kind of a fun activity to do, because you're like, oh, damn, I was right. I did that recently with something else too. Oh, I wish I could remember it. But the fun thing, I think, is driving around. I will also ignore what my maps is telling me to do. And then I'm like, no, I really think this way. And then I actually took a way that ended up being a lot quicker than I had initially thought. So fun things like that. Just, yeah, start small. Start small. Just actually freaking know those things and start to embody them. I highly recommend it. And if you are in the area local to me in central Iowa, I will be hosting another human design event at the Mystical Magical Shop of October Embers. My dear friend Amber owns the cutest shop around here where I can go buy crystals, and it's 8 minutes from my house. I love it. At the end of the month is when I'm holding another mini activation with human design. So if you don't know anything at all, a fun place to start. If you have specific questions, if you really want to dig into your incarnation cross, if you really want to, I don't know, pull up your kids and see their charts compared to yours, I'm kind of open to whatever, because I had so much fun the last time we did this, and I'm looking forward to, creating, it's just creating a cozy environment with just all these really cool women who are open to learning new things and learning new things about themselves. So I will leave a link for that in the show notes as well. I want to thank you so much for listening to me yap today. And hopefully I don't look and sound too terrible with my slight cold that I have going on. I truly, truly appreciate you being here, and we will see you next week.